Oh, which sounds like what a mother would mouth out to a toddler when she's playing the plain spoon-feeding game before he swats it out of her hand, and should in no way be confused with NiOh from The Matrix, a movie about an online BDSM support group and rave party fuckfest fighting the power of the masses, wanting to shut down the servers and get them to wear something that is not going to seriously start affecting the local cow population by the end of the trilogy. NiOh, etc, etc, is very much a Soulsian game. It's one giant fucking brick wall that you will gladly beat your head against it until the taste of your own blood dripping from your forehead acts as an aphrodisiac to make it love it all the more. Brace yourself, because despite losing control on a pair of headphones because my own skull needed a break from being beaten against a brick wall, this is a game that I'll say is good. It's a shame, however, that this sentence is prefaced with more asterisks than an E3 announcement trailer is with disclaimers. Let's go over the story really quickly then, so I can focus on what is actually important here, for it is a Soulsian game, and all I want from a Soulsian game is one cutscene at the beginning that I can preferably skip, and a whole lot of in-game story building devices that I can dodge roll past. A story in a Soulsian game, after all, is about as important and should stick around for as long as one should stick around in porn. Hello, Scotty, I'm your teacher. I'm sad, let's fuck, because I found the way that you have all F's in my class staring down me tits, so enticing. From there, I can glean all the context that I need from the chalkboard behind her and the apple on her desk. This is sadly, however, not a sentiment that the game shares with me. It keeps banging on and on about with lengthy cutscenes about its own shit with absolutely no context sprinkled anywhere in the actual gameplay. This is like the actors stopped fucking, then go on about sentimental moments from class in the middle of them busting a nut. I just don't see the appeal in all that. Anyway, your sexy spirit lady, which I got hints about her being death itself, gets stolen for sinister reasons, and since this is a game that's set in the middle of a war, I'll go ahead and presume that the reason is to win a puppy talent competition. So you must venture through ruined cities, ruined forests, ruined caves, and some more ruined cities, and sometimes the game tries to hamfist a reason for two or even all three of them to be connected somehow. So one moment you're walking down the farmer's market, then you walk past for a second and voila, a volcanic cave. You're also the world's first weeaboo, since despite being an Irishman, because you know, the British are colonial bastard, which is why the accent is instead reserved for the one British man resembling the one guy from the Muse wanting to colonize all of Japan by himself. Everything in this game, from the off-market brand of souls, here named Amrita, to the names of the bosses such as the aptly named Snow Queen, because it's a woman and she's in a snow area named in Japanese. Oh yes, we wouldn't just want you to think that we made use of the find and replace tool in Word. This is a game where there's absolutely no shame in having a dictionary on hand at all times, so you can figure out what the fuck most of the things the game keeps going on about even mean. As for the white-haired man, to show his gratitude and love for their history and culture, he goes on a massive massacre of everything that doesn't have two perky, bouncy tits. And I'm sure this is the single-handed reason Japan has such an unfounded disgust of all foreigners who want to move into the country for their culture. This is a game where the subtlety of its story is only rivaled by the stonking tits on its every female character, for it is one made by Team Ninja, a developer that very obviously failed Ninja School because their idea of a smoke bomb is jiggly physics, with women moaning at the slightest gust of wind touching their glorious nipples poking through their shirts. Now that one shuriken's out of the way, allow me to twist the second one into the gaping wound firmly as well. One of the most thoughtless yet deep parts of a Soulsian game is the leveling up aspect. How it works is as you play the game, you collect some glowing blobs that allow you to level up at a resting place, in which the requirements for continue to get higher, but the enemies drop increasingly bigger amounts, so you never have to worry about being under-leveled in any certain area. The depth of which, however, comes in finding the categories to level up, so you can create the most effective character to your playstyle as possible. It seems, however, as though Team Ninja has thought this is a game that's set entirely in Japan, let's just turn it into a JRPG instead, and you know the Japanese, they need 3 hours of foreplay before they can even be asked to take off their pants. And so you must grind yourself silly on entirely unnecessary side missions that aren't even needed to pad out the gameplay. It has 20 missions that will take you longer than 50 hours, so I can't even find the justification for. And you'll never need to level up anything but your skill stat. It gives you health, attack, and defense ability, and all short, long-range weapons at the same time. And with a severe lack of mage classes, it means that there aren't any other builds to worry about having to customize a character for. The final nail in this game's coffin, however, comes in the form of the boss fights. Every time I entered the boss room, I would get my shit smeared all over the floor until I get so angry that I contemplate quitting and yelling about how unfair it is all over the internet in angry, bitter tears. All of a sudden, I'd get back into the zone and almost always kill them while barely losing any health packs, but that's not what makes the game bad. That's what I expect of a Soulsian game. What is bad is that the RNG responsible for when each boss uses its unblockable, barely dodgeable attack is absolutely fucked. And it doesn't help that the hitboxes are double fucked with a side of fries. Sometimes they'll only use it once in the fight, and sometimes they'll spam that shit until your insides resemble that in a can of spotted dick. All that being said, this is a game that's going to show up on my top games of 2017 list at the end of the year. Probably, yes. And it must say something about the current state of the industry and how much I believe in its ability to cock things up in the next 10 months. But then again, I also happen to think that Hitler wasn't all that bad and that North Korea is a lovely place to live, so it's possible that I am completely mad.